Okay, so you can hear us, good.
Yep.
Settings, right? Okay, I forgot.
Settings.
Okay,
This Apple
so
stuff is new.
it is 5 o'clock. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Carol did announce that she would not be here today.
Let me get the password.
She did reach out to me. So we're going to begin by approving the February 10th and the Ward Caucus February 13 notes. Do I have a motion to approve those
Someone.
minutes?
I can't read that.
Oh,
I'll second it.
G. Bennett, and then 18.
Read
18.
18.
And do I have any objections to that? To the notes?
I had a question. Are those minutes sent out, or do I need to go to the city website to read them?
I can start sending them out to the BCA members if that's what you prefer. We can do that.
It doesn't matter. I just
And
was
we,
I looked for them in email and didn't find them. So if they're not coming that way, that's fine. I'll just know to go to the city website.
right, okay. So is that an approval?
All in favor, say aye.
Say aye, okay. Okay, next on the agenda is reviewing the Barre Unified Union School District and the Central Vermont Career Center protocol for the election on Tuesday. We did talk and chat about having it in the lower level of the Barre Auditorium. After visiting, we will definitely need it to be well signed. Taking the stairwell, that will be an easy one, but it's the elevator and exiting the elevator where it's kind of a sharp left turn and then a sharp right turn. And then you're at the base of the stairs. But it's just that little hallway that I will have to definitely sign for navigation. And the space beyond the stairs is where the check-in book will be. And then the booths will be throughout the lower level.
What do you need from us tonight? I thought the decision was already made
Yeah,
last meeting.
I just wanted
Okay,
to
thanks.
tell you about the layout.
Right.
So that's what the layout will be. We will have 4 booths.
Yep.
And the 2 check-in tables, A to Z, or A to L, and then M to Z, as usual, and the BCA table. We do need some more volunteers for the BCA table on the first shift is covered. I've got you covered for the first shift.
So you still need more.
You and Tom Kelly are,
Okay.
For the morning?
what we need is 10:30 to 3 or 2:30 to the end of the election.
I can do 2:30 plus.
Okay. We get Teddy on there too.
If you have
Oh, now
enough
I'm
coverage
changing my
later, I can do the earlier shift.
The
If you don't have anybody, I
the
can do.
10:30 to 3?
Yeah, I can do the earlier
Okay.
shift.
Yeah, I don't have anybody on there yet. John, is that something you could cover as well?
What's the shift again?
10:30 to 3.
10:30 to 3.
Good.
Yep, that works. And then I will reach out to others for the hand count.
I can do a shift. It
Are you
doesn't
willing-
particularly matter to me. So if you have to reach out to others and just throw me in where you're lacking, that works for me.
Okay, so where we usually lack is at the end of the evening for the tally for the handwritten, the write-ins. Is that something that you would be?
I can do that.
Okay.
So
And we'll-
what time does that shift start?
We usually ask people to come in around 6:30.
Okay, I can do it.
7, but if you get in there at 6:30, you kind of get a feel of what we're up against. Okay. And I'll reach out. We do have Teddy and Amanda staying throughout, so there's 3. If we could have another 2 to 3, so we can have at least 2 or 3 teams.
Are we hand counting anything beyond write-ins?
Not that I'm aware of, no. And the CVCC, that one does not get closed out. That one stays open until we do all the canvassing or the I think I'm on the odd on Thursday.
Will you need extra support for that?
I will reach out to Tina because I'm not sure who from other municipalities come in if they bring extra team players there. This is my first time participating in it. I know Carol did it. I don't think she had anybody there with her.
She did 1 year, but not others, so,
Because first of all, the room is probably half this size.
yeah. I think the first year, because we weren't quite sure how it was gonna go,
Yeah.
but I don't recall last year.
And last year, my office was actually up on the hill right next to the office where they do it, so I believe it was just Carol at that time. But I will reach out to Tina and see. Now, the change of audit review, everybody did receive that. Any questions on that?
Do you need a motion?
We don't need a motion to
No,
approve
we're
that.
just
No.
reviewing.
Okay.
And
Good.
you,
Could you
Did you have
explain what the notations are? I'm assuming a transfer is a voter that came in from another district.
yes. Or sometimes someone will update their information through the DMV, and they might add an apartment number or a phone number, and so I immediately accept those as a change. If I notice that they've they've renewed their license, but they've omitted their phone number this time or their email this time, I'll reject it because I want to keep the phone number and the email in there for purposes of reaching out to them if I need to.
So there were transfers and updates. An
There's
update would just be,
yep, there's transfers that go out of the city, there's transfers that come into the city. I'm actually working with someone, right now there are 2 individuals who have registered in the city of Barre, but however they have received, because they were coming from Elmore, they have already received or were mailed Elmore ballots. So I need to confirm that they have not voted those ballots yet before I can accept them into the Barre city system.
all right, thank you.
Yep. The list of non-BCA workers, we all saw that, and they're all seasoned workers, and they really enjoy doing what they do. So I have no issues with those. Moving down the agenda, other business, Patty did bring up something, and I just want to clarify. On our first meeting, when everyone was sworn in, Teddy Wazazak nominated Carol to be the chair. I want to validate who did Michael Booton. Did he nominate Tess?
Wasn't here.
You were not there.
Can't say.
Okay,
So I asked Tess, and she said it wasn't her,
it wasn't her.
so it was Tabitha.
Okay. I'm surprised she didn't reach out. I bet she did. Okay.
Well, I told her to bring it tonight, so.
Okay. I will confirm with Tabitha to make sure she actually accepted the position.
Do you need us to make a motion to amend the approved minutes?
Well, let's just, yeah, make sure that's exactly what happened.
Sure.
Because I'm quite surprised that Tabitha wasn't here, because she normally be here. All right, so I will reach out, and if we have to amend them the next meeting, then we will do so, and I'll actually make notes that possible. One thing, John, have you worked the polls prior? You have, correct?
I have.
We asked,
I was basically working the tabulator.
Yep. okay, I believe we have the we're only running 2. We have one for the Barre Unified, and we have one for Central Vermont Career Center.
Part of the reason why I'm working the tabulator is because working at the desk, with voters, my hearing difficulties.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
Well, BCA members don't do the checklist at elections. They're at the BCA table.
Where voters check in.
Where
No.
voters come over
With
if
a problem,
there's a problem
change of
with the
address
checklist.
or,
Because when I create the checklist, I omit anybody who's been challenged, I omit anybody who's missing information, and that gives us the opportunity to update our information.
I've never dealt with that aspect of it before. Is it
Okay.
something that's pretty easy to point out right then and there at the
Yes.
moment? Okay,
It is.
we're good.
And you usually have somebody else you're working with, and usually that person can fill in the blanks.
Okay.
Right.
Important to know.
Yeah, I mean, there's documentation that goes with it, but it's pretty easy. You know, usually we're sending them over to update their address or even just to register to vote. Some people, they swear up and down that they registered to vote on the DMV website, but it never came through to us, so we asked them to register their name changes. Somebody gets married.
Doesn't come as a surprise to me. I've run into a lot of issues with what actually was requested of DMV and they have no record of it.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
It's not typically
But
on.
it's our way, and it's a great way to
Right.
keep our checklist up to date with names, addresses. I mean, people move throughout the city and they think, oh, and I think that they assume that they assume that their information travels with them, and it just automatically changes in our system. Especially when it comes to receiving absentee ballots.
Doesn't automatically, you have to file them.
Well, they have to let us know that they've moved. Like, we don't have databases that check people like that.
We're not tracking them.
Right, exactly.
I just want to mention that Michael is here and he was the one who seconded the motion, so.
Michael, question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
A question was brought to my attention. Now, on our first meeting, when I swore the JPs in, who did Michael Boutin nominate for vice chair? We have two names to choose from. Was it
He nominated
So I think he nominated
Tabitha
Tabitha
Tom.
Tant.
Tabitha Tant? Okay.
Yeah, so Carol and then Tabitha.
Okay, so shall we
We can do a motion.
do a motion to amend the notes from January 27th?
I'll make that motion to amend January 27th's approved minutes to reflect Tabitha Tant as co-chair, vice chair of the BCA instead of Tess Taylor as reflected currently.
I'll second your motion.
I don't feel comfortable, I wasn't there, so since we're.
He seconded the first motion, so that feels like it's a good circle. Thanks.
And I'll actually abstain from the vote because we're actually materially changing them and I was, again, not there, so.
Okay,
Not that I don't trust you all, it's just that we are making material changes to them,
So
so.
I looked, I don't think we recorded that meeting, so.
no,
There was no Zoom. I had to be in Massachusetts, that's why I couldn't come. I would have tentatively been Zoom.
And I did independently ask Tess, and she said, nope, not me, it was.
wonderful, perfect.
All in favor?
All in favor, or,
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll abstain.
okay. Is there any other business? Anybody online have anything, any questions,
I'll move
concerns?
to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. And it is, and we will see you on Tuesday, bright and early.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Hey, Amanda, thanks for writing me about the warrant.
My time starting
When I
on Tuesday
chatted with
is
Michael, I struggled something like.
Be there for
Stay away
10:30.
from
10:30?
and stuff.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
better
Because
put
your
my
sh-
calendar.
Your shift is actually 11 to 3, but we always ask you to
Right,
get
right,
there
get there
half an
early.
hour.
That was a kind of standard. I just gotta put my calendar now and so we're opinion for
Yeah, the boundary dispute, there was a very, very famous divorce case that he handled.
Yeah, I'll go start looking
As
at
well.
that.
And I think there's a number of others, as well.
Yeah,
I'll try.
our dissertation guy talked about the